Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another Off the Lift session here at the Green Room. I'm very excited to introduce our speaker today, Ray, a JBay local, in my opinion, all the way from the US. She's going to tell us about how she runs a successful interior design company in the US from Jeffreys Bay. So I'm sure she has a lot of interesting things to say, and we can all learn a lot from her. Cheers.
Hi guys, thanks so much for coming. I first want to just give gratitude for the community. This town is amazing. I don't think I would be where I am with Artifacts. I don't think I'd have the family I have. I don't think I'd be as happy as I am without this town and what it provides. And the Green Room is a good example. It's just how cool is it? It's a small town, but we have one of the best co-working spaces that I've seen in the world, and I travel everywhere, and that's what I'm always trying to do. I'm always trying to find a place to work. So I think that JBay has everything you need, and it's a special place, and I think it's going to blow up one day, but I really love how it's nice and small, and we all know each other. Actually don't know everyone in the room, so thanks for coming. Amber did a great introduction. I'll tell you more about Artifact, and then hopefully through telling you about my journey, it can inspire you to do whatever you're doing. And then I would love if you ask questions, just anything that you're going through. I love to give advice. My family will tell you that my favorite thing is to problem solve. I love to give advice. I love to tell people what to do. And so I think being in the position I am in, it's good, because as a CEO, and I say that because it's a very small company, and so CEO seems like for a very large company, but in this position, it is about relationships with people. It's about making people feel good about what they're doing, and kind of finding their strengths, and also finding what is needed in the world, and where the world is going, and how they're going to perceive your product, and really staying high level. So I don't know, everyone has different talents and different qualities, and so I think that is the most amazing thing, is really finding your passion and your talent and your quality, and just really focusing in on that, and then that's how you really can find success and happiness. So I'll show you the path that I took. So basically, I'm from a small town, and I'll skip through all the schooling because I didn't go to a good school. I didn't make good grades. I wasn't an outstanding student. Not like my husband was number one in Oakham, went to a great school. My sister-in-law has a great degree. I didn't have any of that. But I did know that I loved spaces and interior design. And from a young age, I was like, I'm going to do it. And my family was really great, and I was really lucky to have them, because they said that I could do anything. And I don't know if everyone gets that, but I do want to really let you know that I'm super average. I'm average schooling, average, network, all of these things, and I don't think that I live an average life. Currently, from where I started, from where I am now, I think that I live an above average life, and I didn't get that because it was handed to me. I got that because of willpower and drive and the optimism that I think was instilled in me as a child. And everyone has that in them, and everyone can do it. It's just you have to get over that fear, and you have to when you get told no, or it doesn't work, or just the negativity that's out there, because that's the first thing that comes to mind when a new idea or when you're trying to do something is it's hard, and the fear, and so you have to get past that. So that's exactly what I did. So when I started Artifact, it was mostly because every job that I had, I eventually got fired, and sometimes it was pretty quickly. And every time I was in a job, I would see the job that I wanted, and I would be like, I don't know if I could get there climbing the corporate ladder. I just, like, I'm too much of a rebel. I'm too much of a, I couldn't hold these jobs. And so I worked several different positions, and when I came up with the idea of Artifact, it was because of my last two positions that I got fired from, which was staging and furniture retail. And mind you, before this idea, I had countless, I think like 50 ideas that I thought were all gonna make it. And I made websites and business cards, and I could go through them all. I mean, one of them was a phone that you wear on your wrist so you can party. And it was called Bandle. Then the iWatch came out and kind of took that down. And so when I came up with Artifact, by then it was a little boy who cried wolf. My family and my friends were like, yeah, we've heard this before. You're gonna come up with a website, you're gonna get excited, you're gonna tell everyone about it, and then it's gonna drop in a couple weeks. And I think because Artifact was actually a good idea, and it was a good idea because it was something that I would use. I was like a young girl in San Francisco, and I was looking for an apartment, and I found an apartment that was pre-furnished, and it was beautiful, and all I had to do was move in, and I'm an interior designer, but I'm a single woman, and I was like, I would take that. I would take it because it was so well done. And I was like, what if I did something like this? And so, although the first idea for Artifact is not what it is today, the first idea was pretty bad. Like, the first idea was, so I'll tell you what currently Artifact is. Artifact, you're supposed to have an elevator pitch ready to go, so people get it right away. So when they go to your website, this is important, that they understand what your business is. So the easiest way to furnish your home. So Artifact is a furnishing company. So if you want to furnish your home, the best thing to do is use Artifact. Because what we are is a furniture retailer, and we include interior design when you buy furniture. And so there we go. It's the easiest way. It might not be the cheapest, and we're not saying it's completely the fastest, but we even tell people, we're like, if you want the cheapest, go to IKEA. If you want super customized, but it's going to take a long time, go to an interior designer. But if you want like something right nice casually in the middle, Artifact's perfect. But where it started was I wanted to be a billion-dollar company, so I was thinking in scale, and I was thinking like in the future, and I was in San Francisco, and you had to make not millions but billions, so what should I do? So I started by staging these multi-million-dollar homes with our furniture and creating a retail opportunity. And I thought that was so cool. I was like, this is it. I'm going to stage these homes. The furniture's going to be in here. People are going to walk through, and they can shop. And this is the new way to shop furniture, and it's going to take over, and no one's ever going to shop furniture the same way. And I had this pitch to investors, and I got so close. They were like, ooh, it's good. I just don't think it's going to work. And then I was like, I'm going to prove you wrong. Even though the investors said no, I know this can work. So I did. I set up a home, and we put the QR codes on, and no one bought a piece of furniture. And it we just came out of pocket. And so I was like, okay, that didn't work. Let's pivot. And so we started getting into. We got into our first building, and it's 700 units. It was called NEMA in San Francisco. And how I did it was I just walked into that building, and I said I was looking for an apartment. And then they've toured me through, and then at the end of it, the guy was pretty pissed because he realized that I didn't want an apartment and that I was trying to sell him on Artifact. And but I found out. I was like, what are you offering your residents moving in? So you have 700 units. You have 1 to 2 people moving in and out every week. What are you offering them? And they're like fashion furniture and court, which I know it's American companies, but they're crap. They're crap. And so I was like, what if you were to offer them something that's more on brand? Like, you have a brand new building, your rent's $5,000 a month. Like, you should be offering these people something that's newer, more modern, and easier. It has tech behind it. And so after the first initial, they're mad at me because they knew I was lying because I wasn't looking for an apartment. They became one of our best performing buildings, and we had this partnership with them, and it was really great. And we A/B tested, and we perfected our service, and then COVID hit, and I landed in JBay. And as you know, COVID made everything a little bit better online for everyone, and so everyone got more comfortable with like a Zoom call as a design consultation, so that helped, and so I think that COVID did help like bring the remote part of what Artifact provides, like being able to like remotely design, because now we are designing for the entire nation. So we started out in San Francisco, and we have found that we can be in any city. And so I think that it was really cool because I think it's now working because I have a great team like Gina, like Crystal. I have more people on my team. They're not here. And Ruth, yeah. But it's a team of people that live in JBay, in South Africa, and Gina was there from COVID 2020, starting with the company, and we were still trying to figure things out. I was like, we're getting close. We were making sales, but it was still early on, and so Gina got really the tough end of the stick, and now since we've started to really learn our customer and learn what to do and be able to go with the flow. So we weren't stuck to this idea like it has to be this. We have to do it this way, and it has to be this price point or whatever. We were always like seeing what the customer was drawn to, and we've been always changing, and we've been able to be flexible. And I think by being small and not scaling too fast, I think in America that's a big problem. But you can also be too small. I see a lot of people here that I know are maybe have an idea, and they're like, I'm gonna do this and sell a piece here and sell a piece there, and I'm like, look at your margins though. Look how much time you're spending on it. So it's got to be that sweet spot in the middle, and I think that balance and that sweet spot helps everyone, because it helps you stay profitable. It helps you not be too stressed out. So now, we can prioritize family and prioritize surfing and prioritize all of these things that are important to us, because we're not growing too quickly. We're not going out of our comfort zone. And you could grow slow. It's like, I think that the companies that are really successful, see it as a long-term investment, and really perfect it, and just kind of chill. Just be like, oh, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Okay, let's try this, and A/B test along the way. And you're always, always, always learning and always being flexible. I think that helps a lot. And with your sanity, I think it helps. I've seen companies, my husband worked for a company where they just tried to grow way too quickly, and they just bombed 3 times, pretty hardcore. It wasn't his fault, but it was the CEO, and he was just, before he even made it one sale, Like, so if you have an idea and you can make a sale, then you can make a lot of sales. And it's out there. So like, don't let the fear take over. Be like, oh, well, it didn't work. Like, you know, if you just focus in on like really what your service is and really what your customer is, and not trying to appease everyone and not listening to everyone and not doing everything, but really just focus in. And what we've done, we really focused in on like, we're not for the person that's going to go to IKEA. And we even, you know, we tell them like, you should go to IKEA, you should go to the cheaper store, you should get vintage. Like, I feel you. And we're not for the super fancy people. We're like, oh, you should hire an interior designer if you want something super custom. But if you really you can learn how to say no in a way and focus in on that perfect customer, I think you'll be really happy because you're able to make them perfectly happy because you're in their wheelhouse of exactly what they need. And then in turn, that makes your team happy and everything kind of flows. So I think really finding their exact customer is important, and really finding that work-life balance is huge. I can't say enough about that. I can't say enough about just creating the life that you want to live. And I did that I was working at these companies and I was getting fired, so obviously I was unhappy and I wasn't performing well. And so I had to create the job that I loved, that I would do well at. And you could do that inside a corporation. You can do that outside as an entrepreneur. You can do that in a family. You can do that anywhere. You can really just create. You're in control. And if you have that like willpower and, you know, be optimistic and know that it's not money that's going to hold you back. Money's everywhere. If you want to get money and that's the thing that's holding you back, come to me. I'll help you figure out how to get it. And it's not sending out, please, if I see another PDF where you say, to whom it may concern, my good day, to whom it may concern, I need money for blah, 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 thank you very much. Like, that's not how you raise money. But there is ways to do things. And we didn't get an investment. And we tried and we got no. And I was like, well, why do we need investment why don't we do this without holding inventory? Why don't we not have a warehouse of furniture? Can we do that? And so we did, and we have suppliers that we work with, and basically what happens is we're able to service everyone much better by not holding inventory, because we're not pushing, hey, we have like so many of these sofas, and they're saying this is the best sofa ever because we're paying all this money on Google. Like, I'm not trying to push this whatever sofa on you. Like, I'm trying to give you exactly what you want, because we are choosing and cherry picking from all of these suppliers. And it's really cool. We don't have to own inventory, and we're not locked down with a warehouse in a certain place, and now it can be national like that. And that's really cool. So there's ways to do things. If you don't have funding, if you don't have a crazy network of people that can give you, like, you know, the silver platter or open doors for you, there's always a way to do it. So I think that, yeah, that's just a little bit how Artifact started and what I've learned along the way. And so, yeah, can I open it up to some questions?
Brilliant presentation.
No, thanks.
All right, guys, if you've got some questions, same as always, I will hand you the mic or facilitate any questions that you might have for Ray. Any takers? Yes, Stephanie?
Thank you. You mentioned that COVID hit and you ended up in JBay. How the heck did that happen?
Everyone loves the story. It is the best part. So JBay happened to me. I didn't know anything about JBay. I was dating my now husband Jomo, and he knew the whole time we were going to make it here. I didn't. I thought we were going to go hang out in Cape Town. On the day we left, COVID hit, and we could fly anywhere, they said. They were like, we're not so sure you should fly to South Africa because you might get stuck. Where would you like to go? And I was like, I still want to go to Africa, like I'm pumped. And we did an Instagram poll, and we got most of our family members saying no because we're gonna get stuck. And but 70% said yes, and so we did it. So we got on the plane that day, and we came to JBay during COVID, and it was just the biggest blessing because so much has come from being in this town. And it's the community, and it's also just the South African way of life. Like, they are so amazing at really being happy, like, compared to the average American, and really prioritizing, like, that life balance and family, just so much better than Americans. But I do like the blend. I do like this crazy psycho brain that I have, that I have to, like, make a company and be big and do this, and that's definitely this American in me, and the confidence that I can do anything. I think that America, like, really just instills that in you, and it's like, that's great. And then when I come here, and then people are like, chill, like let's have surf, and I got to become a better surfer here, and now I've realized that surfing is the most amazing thing ever, and family is the most amazing thing. So how I got to JBay was COVID, and then COVID kept us here. I think we would have left, and we would have had a vacation, and we would have gone back home, and maybe I would still be in San Francisco, but because we got stuck and we were forced to be here, but I mean, we decided to stay. But because we were here, it really helped shape our lives. And now we have a child, and now I'm married and have a family, and I don't think I could have the happiness that I have without South Africa and being in a small town. So I'm loving, like, it's really great. And there's a lot of money in America. So if you could just figure out how to live, stay here. Because everyone's like, oh, why'd you leave America? Like, I can't wait to go to America. I'm like, no, stay here, but make the dollar. That's great. That's a great idea. And so I think that if I could help anyone on how to do that, on how to, like, I mean, there's a whole world out there. And sometimes it's hard to see when you just see the people in front of you. But I always get that inspiration when I'm on an airplane and I look down and I'm like, whoa, there's so many freaking people out there, and they all need furniture, and they all need this. Like, I got this. Like, and I just get reminded how many, like, every time I travel and every time I see that there's so many people, and I got this. Like, it's not like I've tapped out and it's not going to work anymore because I had a bad month. So I think that that's really cool, is being in JBay, but also being from America and also traveling. I think it's just a good balance. But yeah.
I've got two questions. What's the most unhinged thing you've done to make Artifact work? And also, what's next for Artifact?
Unhinged. So, I mean, it was pretty embarrassing. So you know, the fake it till you make it? I really took it to the next level. So my co-founder did the tech, and so she made the website, and she was a go-getter, and she was like, let's just go live. Like, we got this. So we put some pieces up, and we press live. And we're just sitting at a coffee shop, and we get an order. And we're like, shit, like, how are we going to deliver this furniture? And so we take my car, drive over the bridge to this big warehouse where all these, like, 18-wheelers are loading up, and I have my SUV, and two girls get out, and we put a sofa and a dresser in. And then we're like, okay, we got the furniture. When we drove to the client's house. Now what do we do now? How do we get it in? And we're two girls again. So we see a homeless guy, and he seems pretty keen. So we get the homeless guy, to help us take up the furniture and unbox it and put it in. No one knew anything. They thought it was great. She was happy. So that was pretty unhinged, and we ran the numbers after and lost money for sure, even after all that hard work. But that was our first sale, and we were so excited. We were like, we did it. We did it. We made something that worked, and I think that was really cool, but it was also really funny. What was the second one?
What's next for Artifact?
Oh, what's next? So I'm really excited to expand and to grow the team. I love the impact that Artifact has on the individuals that work there. So nothing makes me happier than seeing my team grow and seeing them happy and seeing and seeing that as a reflection of what Artifact has done. And so if I could double that or triple that, I don't know, that would just I think that would do it for me. So I think the future is to grow, and it's not just to make more money, and it's not just to grow and, thank God I don't have to grow to make an investor happy. Or even, it's not I'm not happy until I reach 50 states, or if I reach, to Europe and I'm all over this, or I have this number in the bank. But I think to have a team that is really providing financially them to be happy and a way of life for all these people, and also and I love to be a part of that. So I think if I can grow Artifact, and I think we're getting there, we're finding some sweet spots by connecting through apps, which before we used to go into each individual building, and now we'll partner with the app, and then we're in 500 buildings. So I think then that happened last week, and it's going live. Today is our new website going live. Next week we go live with a new app. So lots of things are happening right now. But I think that the best thing to see in the future would just be a bigger, happier team. Yeah.
You have people that are not in JBay working for you, or is your whole team there?
So everyone who is full-time is here in JBay or South Africa. And then our contract people who actually do the installation, so our partners in business. But it's nice that we don't have to have them on salary as an employee, because honestly nothing's worse than an American employee. They're very needy. They need a lot. You need a lot to survive in America. And so it's so nice to just so I really would love it if we could just stay in South Africa and just employ here, because I just love the people here so much and working, and I love being in person too. I love our in-person meetings. I love knowing them and being friends with them, and we go on team surfs and team trips, and so I love that community being together. And I think that having good solid partners in America is great, but they're on contract. So when the work's there, we hire them, pay them, their agreed amount, and we're good to go. So that's how I'd love to keep it.
Quick question. How long did the homeless guy work for you? And was he your worst employee?
No, you know the answer to that question. So they don't last very long. I think he was he got some money. No, he got some money. He left.
Brilliant.
Jomo, I think, is my worst employee ever. He got hot in one installation. So, you had to the whole thing was bootstrapped. So the first installations were just me and going in undoing things, and then when I started dating Jomo, it was Jomo helping, and I remember we were doing like a lobby, so it was like kind of a big deal, and Jomo got really hot in there, and I came in and he was just wearing his boxers, and he was like, and he was like, I'm hot, and I was like, oh my gosh, like what if someone sees you? I'm so embarrassed. And then he chipped his tooth surfing, and so he had his front tooth, like half his front tooth, and then he was, he had to help me move that day, and I was like, whatever you do not tell him that you're dating me. You're a mover. Like, 'cause as a mover, that's fine. He's got the look down. It's fine. And then sure enough, he goes in. He's like, oh yeah, I'm Ray's boyfriend, and like we're just helping here. And I was like, no.
Awesome. Ray, thank you. I think that's the time that we have for today. Ray is in town and in Jeffreys Bay, and hopefully we'll be around for a cup of coffee if you guys have any more questions. But yeah, to a truly inspiring, brave woman.
Thanks.
Right?
Thanks
Thanks for coming, everybody.